Hello, welcome to Silent Neighbors, an indie horror game that's in a very, very tiny resolution box. It's very tiny. I'm not sure how it's going to look when I upscale it to 720p, but hey, it's a point-and-click adventure game with an old man. I don't know what it's about, but we're going to figure that out, so let's get into it. I took those photos a long time ago. Sure. I spend all my evenings here reading books. Huh. Well, let's leave the room, I guess. No. Oh! Well, there's also a door behind me. Can I move faster? Slow old man. It's a very weird game. It's like made in MS Paint 2 or something. Fairy tales. The last time I read fairy tales, 50 years ago. And why is it out on a chair? I wasn't planning on moving somewhere. Why are my things packed? Well, it's called your parents came over, or so your children or grandchildren, and they're sending me to a fucking nursing home. Those little fucking brats.
Oh, that shit I fucking did for them, and they're packing my shit already.
Let's see if we can go into a next room by going to the end of this room. Yes, apparently we can. Okay. Although my mouse cursor has changed. No, seriously, my mouse cursor had changed. It's not even... Oh, no. Hopefully... Oh, there we go. Mouse cursor went back to being a circle. I don't think you guys can see the circle. I'm not too sure. I don't know if the recording's... Yeah, it keeps... The mouse keeps fucking up. I don't know why. Nope. I'm gonna see if that fucked up with my recording. I full screened the game. 1 second. It looks alright. I just gotta hope that me putting it in full screen mode then didn't fuck me over. Nah, I can get a better... the game might look better now, perhaps. Because in full resolution, it doesn't look, say, filtered poorly. So I think maybe when it's in the windowed screen, it maybe looked like garbage and now it doesn't, perhaps. So let's just continue with that. It's no longer in a small window. There's nothing I can do in this room, apparently, though. So, I have to continue investigating. I think we can move to... Yeah, here we go. We can move more to the right in this room. We have a TV that is all staticky. There we go. What if I turn it on again? No? Alright, well, it simply was just on to be creepy. See if there's anything at the end of this hallway. Mom, please buy me some candies. What? Grandpa's all like, wait, what? Nothing I can do in here as well, just that weird note. Oh. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa, what are you doing? That's a wall! Whoa! Oh, what the fuck was that? He fucking just skated and darted across the floor. That was weird. Maybe there's some kind of oil on there from the oven. I really wish Grandpa would move faster. This old piece of... Things are getting spookier. I hope Grandpa doesn't get in trouble. There we go. Oh, really? Fuck you, TV. Stop fucking toying with Grandpa. Unplug it. Can I unplug it? No. I could do it again, Grandpa. Knock, knock, knock. It's just a bird pecking at a window, probably. That's odd. My closest neighbors live 20 kilometers away. Who could possibly come to me? Well, I think it's this door, though. Trick or treat? it's probably just a wind. I mean, it could just be birds pecking at the door. It sounded like birds. That sounded like it was... What? Kitchen sink? Why is this old house tormenting this poor old man? He just wants to retire in peace. In a lonely cabin. With his fiery-looking rug. Look at that rug. It's like on fire. That's how badass Grandpa is. He has a fire rug. Wait, the sink's not in here. The sink, I guess that was in the bedroom area, the bathroom. Rather than a kitchen sink. I'm going to slowly walk to the fucking bathroom. I'll be right back. Just to save some time, because this takes forever. Grandpa has to move slowly so he doesn't fall. Break his legs, and I have to call Life Alert and go,
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Well, might as well, since I'm doing here and I'm talking to you guys. I don't need to skip ahead. I'll just keep ranting. I don't know. There's a lot of games I'm playing. I'm thankful that I'm finally able to get to them. I'm going to tell you guys a story what happened, why this episode started slowing down. Well, you see, I had like 6 days of working non-stop, and it was annoying. There we go. Oh my old head. I forgot to turn it off again. No, Grandpa, it wasn't your fault this time. I had like a closing shift at 5 to 9 p.m. and then I had a morning shift right after. And since I have a nocturnal sleeping schedule, I'm like, I gotta flip it around again. But I was sleeping like 8 or 10 a.m., waking up at work 4 to 5 p.m. So I only get 5-6 hours of sleep, if anything. And I also had the morning shift open at 8:30, so after getting home at 9, I had to stay awake because I wasn't tired. But so I was like, okay, I might as well just have some fun and drink, and just get silly while staying awake for the next work shift. Except the problem was I stayed hungover and slushed or drunkish. I don't think I was smashed because I'm still myself, basically. I don't know what equals smashed. But I was at least, I guess, drunk enough where I passed out and found out I only had 2 hours left. It was like 6 a.m. in the morning somehow. Time had flown right on by. Since I started drinking at 1, and like just 5, 6, 7 hours just flew right the fuck by. The fuck am I doing? Falling asleep? So I was like, I only got 2 hours of sleep. When I woke up, I was like, I want to die. I feel like shit. The first thing I did when I wake up before going to work is throwing up in the toilet and then stumbling to work. And I'm just like, I'm at work. And then like, I looked at one of my coworkers. He's like, oh, hey, you can stay in the back if you want, just do dishes and just take it slow. I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So it was a little bit of a miserable day for me. I felt like shit. I had to work 5 hours while, like, not having a hangover, but I still felt drunk. It was miserable. Really, really miserable. I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck I'm doing in this game. So, from that experiment and me drinking, I'm probably gonna stop drinking for a long time now. I don't want it to become a habit or actually become an alcoholic, incidentally, because I don't know what are limits. I like experimenting and doing new things, but I have no idea what is a limitation, or how far is too much, or how often is too often. And since I got really plastered enough where I actually threw up and all that, after doing like 3 cans and 2 bottles, I think that's enough. I don't want it to get into a problem. So I'm just going to leave it there and just stick with weed. And just being myself, because I'm basically high 24/7 off my own fucking blood. Oh, I can touch this picture. Family portrait. I got no family. Why did I put this here? It is getting cold. I need to bring some wood. So we're going outside. So yeah, my story is just like, I think I've experimented with liquor, because if anyone knows me in the past, and I'm not sure if you guys are like, wow, you do weed, I'm unsubscribing, or wow, Neco, I didn't think you're the kind of person that smoked pot, I'm ashamed. I was like, shut up. I never was really one who, when I was a kid and teenager, until I was like 25 years old, I was really fucking straight edge. Like, I wouldn't do any of that shit. I wouldn't smoke anything. I still haven't smoked a cigarette, nor ever will. Even for the sake of experimenting, I won't smoke a cigarette, because that's just... There's no fucking point in experimenting with a cigarette when all it is cancer. It's just A dog chicken? It's like a dog chicken. Oh, hello dog. Don't bite me. A dog? My dog died 5 years ago. Well, let's pet him. I better bring something tasty for this dog before he eats me. I mean, is it a wild dog or something? Well, at least he's a kind old man, really. There's that bone in the kitchen. So yeah, in terms of experimenting, I won't experiment with cigarettes, but I did experiment with pot, and it's fine enough. I mean, it's going to go as time progresses, and there's less people who are anti-weed and realize the truth of weed, that it's only been outlawed for really, really fucking retarded reasons, and the more people become open-minded to it. Although that doesn't mean... Wait, what? That doesn't mean... A little girl, what are you doing here? I'm not little. I'm Clementine, and I live here. Well, I guess old man has to question his sanity now. What? How is it possible? Clementine, who are you talking to? Did I just, like, enter someone else's house? I feel bad for this old man. Am I like a fucking like an amnesiac, Alzheimer's, murderous grandpa? I entered someone else's home and I thought this was my home the whole time. So it's just like every time the TV was turning on, it was actually someone else turning on the TV. But then what the fuck was I doing when there wasn't even people here? I don't know. Let's figure it out as we go on. So who the fuck's in the kitchen then? No one. Let's get this. I'm presuming this is a bone or a spoon for the dog. I don't fucking know. Someone knocking on the door again? So, let me try to make a theory about this before I get back to my rant. He has Alzheimer's. Let's just stick with that. Yeah, but the history with weed is a really stupid one, where it's like the government's like outlawing it and, you know, saying it's like evil. You do weed, you die, or become an insane, violent murderer for smoking weed. There's been a lot of stupid shit, and what we had to grow up in the 1980s and 1990s. What? So I'm fine with weed. I just don't really I don't really promote people who are like, do weed every fucking day. They just non-stop, they just do it non-stop, and they're always fucking high. It's just like, learn some fucking restraint, like seriously. Just because you can, and scientifically there isn't any problems or repercussions, doesn't mean you're sort of like a fucking asshole for doing it every single fucking day. Silent Neighbors. I'm so confused. Wait, what? Is this the intro or is this the end? I'm gonna have to go in full philosophical fucking theorize mode. Okay, so I'm guessing the old man died. Like bright light, if you think something symbolically is a bright light, it's dying. But what about the little girl? Was it just the old man dying and wondering what would happen to his home after he died, and that those were the future people that moved into the home after your passing, and you just sort of were dying and seeing what has changed before dying? Or maybe that was family. Am I sitting on something? I'm sitting on tweezers. Maybe that was the family before? I don't know, it's just... I thought it was a horror game to begin with too, especially, but this music is definitely not horror-oriented, and I can't... I'm really confused. Well, I think the old man died. As to why the sink turned on and why things happened around the house, I'm only going to presume the old man was dead and he was maybe like as a ghost reminiscing in his old house. Because he's lived there for so long. Like he said 50 years since he read of fairy tales, but the book was already out. So it's either that was the kid's room and that was just me in the kid's room as a ghost, and the old man was just like floating in his old house and like sort of reminiscing as a ghost. And then as soon as things have changed up, he looked at the reality, and it was people already moved into his house where he had passed him. And things have changed. And then he walked out the house, sort of realizing that, and went to heaven by going to the bright light and actually, you know, moving on. He moved to the next life. So that's my theory. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the developer can tell me if he sees this video and leaves in the comments below. But let me know your theories on this game and what you think of it, and what you theorize is the meaning to this game. Let me know, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a full subscriber. Until the next time. His door. That's good. That's super squeaky. I don't like that. More things I don't like now. Can I open you? Nope. Or close. Alright, let's continue searching for whatever the fuck it is I'm searching for.